Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this morning's severe weather update. So, Winter Storm Gerri is going to have a pretty dangerous severe weather side to it. And looking at the Storm Prediction Center, an enhanced risk of severe weather has been issued across northeastern Texas, far southeast Oklahoma, central southwestern Arkansas, and northwestern Louisiana. For today in the orange region, we have a slight risk in the yellow across much of central east Texas, southeast Oklahoma, into much of central Arkansas, western Mississippi, and much of Louisiana in the yellow, and a marginal risk in the dark green from Austin all the way through near Mobile, Alabama, through the Arkansas-Missouri border. And looking at our tornado threat has increased since yesterday's update. We now have a 10% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location across far northeastern Texas, far northwest Louisiana, central southwest Arkansas, and far southeastern Oklahoma in the yellow. And this area is going to be hatched, which means we do have the potential to see some EF2 or stronger tornadoes this evening and unfortunately overnight across these locations, including Shreveport, Louisiana, and just southwest of Little Rock. So make sure you have your tornado shelter plan in place and have a way to get alerts overnight, such as a NOAA weather radio and your cell phone. We have a 5% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location in areas like Little Rock, Greenville, down towards Alexandria, Louisiana, in the brown, and a 2% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location, extending down to Lufkin, New Orleans, and Jackson, Mississippi in the dark green. So make sure you're on guard for some isolated and scattered tornadoes if you live in these areas as well. Looking at our damaging wind threat, we have a 30% chance of damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour stronger within 25 miles of a location across far northeast Texas, far southeast Oklahoma, central southwest Arkansas, and Shreveport, Louisiana in the red, a 15% chance in the yellow, and a 5% chance of damaging winds in the brown. So make sure you're on guard for scattered to numerous damaging wind gusts, especially across the Ark-La-Tex and Ark-La-Miss regions through the overnight. And looking at our large hail threat, we have a 15% chance of quarter-sized hail or larger within 25 miles of a location, extending from near Bryan College Station, Texas, through Little Rock, Arkansas in the yellow. And we do have a hatched area across northeast Texas, southwestern Arkansas, and southeastern Oklahoma. And this indicates that we could be seeing some of these hailstones approaching 2 inches in diameter or larger. So I would recommend parking your cars in the garage if you live across this hatched area, as hail up to the size of baseballs are going to be possible through the overnight hours, with a 5% hail risk in the brown as well. Now, taking a look at tomorrow's severe weather threat, we have an even more dangerous severe weather threat tomorrow for many of the same areas that just got slammed with severe weather from Winter Storm Finn a couple of days ago. We have an enhanced risk extending from Alabama through Georgia into the Carolinas in the orange, a slight risk from Mississippi through North Carolina through central Florida in the yellow, marginal risk in the dark green for tomorrow into the Tennessee Valley. Looking at our tornado threat, we have a 10% hatched tornado threat from Alabama through North Carolina tomorrow. So we could be seeing another tornado outbreak across these areas. Make sure you're really preparing for another potential tornado outbreak from central Alabama through southwestern North Carolina tomorrow. We have Dothan, Alabama, Columbus, Georgia, just south of Atlanta, Georgia, Columbia, South Carolina, and bordering on Charlotte and Savannah in the 10 sig tomorrow. 5% tornado risk for areas like Jackson, Mobile, Birmingham, Raleigh, Charlotte, Wilmington, Jacksonville, Florida, Tallahassee, Florida, Orlando, and Tampa, and a 2% tornado risk in the green from south central Louisiana through south central Florida through south central Virginia. So make sure you're preparing for another day of numerous tornadoes with a few EF2 or stronger across the southeast tomorrow. Looking at the damaging wind threat, we have a 30% wind risk from central Alabama through southwestern North Carolina tomorrow in the red, 15% chance from Mississippi through central Florida through Central North Carolina in the yellow, 5% chance in the brown. In the hatched area, could be seeing wind gusts of 75 miles per hour or stronger, and this includes Atlanta, Columbia, Charlotte, and Raleigh. So make sure you're preparing for damaging straight line winds as well from Alabama through North Carolina tomorrow. And looking at the large hail threat is at 15% in the yellow region across Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas and western Florida. 5% chance in the brown for tomorrow. So timing out our storms with the 12Z run of the HRRR model, storms are not going to develop until the evening hours this evening, till about 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're going to begin to see some scattered showers and storms popping up across northwestern Arkansas and could quickly turn severe as we go into 11 p.m. this evening Central Time. Could be seeing some supercells, and we really got to watch those storms ahead of the line across the Ark-La-Miss going into midnight. 1, 2, 3 a.m. Going to see another line of storms fire in eastern Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, with showers across the Ark-La-Miss. And then as we go into, this is 5 a.m. now, middle of the night, a lot of shower activity, storm activity across the Ark-La-Miss, southwest Tennessee, western Arkansas. And once again, we got to watch these cells ahead of this line as we go into 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Going into about 10 to 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're starting to get some hooking in these storms across Mississippi and Alabama, signaling a tornado potential tomorrow. Going into about 11 a.m. Central Time tomorrow, storms pushing across Alabama, western Georgia, and we do have some of these hooking signatures here. So if we can get some of these storms to rotate, we could be dealing with a tornado, pretty dangerous tornado threat tomorrow. And then going into about 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, potential tornado threat in Georgia into South and North Carolina as we go through tomorrow evening before our storms push away into tomorrow night. Now, taking a look at our significant tornado parameter for this event, significant tornado parameters are really going to explode across southeast Oklahoma and southwestern Arkansas tonight around 12 a.m. We got values between about 4 and 7, indicating a very favorable environment for tornadoes. As we go through about 4 a.m., our values remain between about 4 and 6 across much of Arkansas, northwestern Louisiana. And then as we go into tomorrow, significant tornado parameter values of 4 to 7 across eastern Mississippi and southwestern Alabama into 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then as we go into about noon, if we can get thunderstorms firing in central and southern Alabama and the Florida Panhandle, we could be looking at deja vu all over again tomorrow as our significant tornado parameter values are approaching a 9 in portions of western Florida and southwestern Alabama. And then going into about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern Time, significant tornado parameters of 4 to 7 across eastern Alabama, southwest Georgia, the Florida Panhandle. And then as we go into tomorrow afternoon, kind of dies down a little bit across Georgia and Florida, but still moderate tornado potential. And then going into tomorrow evening, could see another burst of tornado potential across eastern South Carolina and southern North Carolina around Wilmington before our tornado potential fades into Saturday morning. So make sure you're preparing for another severe weather outbreak both today and tomorrow across the Ark-La-Tex and Ark-La-Miss through the overnight tonight, and especially tomorrow across the southeast. Make sure you have your tornado shelter plans in place and a way to get alerts for tornado warnings. Thanks for watching this morning's severe weather update. Please stay safe and have a wonderful day, my friends.